back to another great episode of Snack Bites, our shorter segment where we talk about like a more concentrated subject, movies, TV show, concepts, whatever. I'm your host, Ryan Hernia.
And I'm your co-host, Brady Cardia. And we have a splendid little snack bite for you today. Me and Ryan were cooking up some ideas. And I was like, you know what? Let's talk about powers. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about anime powers and our top 5 favorite and unique anime powers.
That's right, Brady Cardia. We are going over the coolest and most out there anime powers that it's not all of them, but maybe some of our top 5s. There's so many cool, wacky powers out there.
And I will say, like, not all powers are creative equal, but I think it depends I'm judging it personally on a couple things, how creative the power is, how unique it is, and personally, like, how the user of the power, like, uses it. Because I feel like you could, have a really unique, powerful power in your universe, but depending on, like, who's actually utilizing the power, it can make a huge difference. Like, I have someone on my list who, like, doesn't have the strongest power, but how they personally use it in their universe, it's pretty good.
Right, no, exactly. There's definitely a difference between like a hacked power or an overpowered ability opposed to something that's like unique, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you are a god at throwing knives, you can beat a person with an AK-47, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
so it really just depends like who's in charge and
who's wielding it, you know?
Who's wielding it? Who has the heart of the cards and the power of the beholder?
Yeah, dude, the power of the beholder. Jesus.
Well, you know, man, I'm sick and tired of dancing around this little twiddling idea. Let's just get to it, man.
No. Alright, go ahead.
Oh, that was such a
Alright, Brady.
That was a hilarious joke.
I hate you. Brady, go ahead and start us off. We're going to do top 5, so my top 5 and then Brady's top 5. What's your number 1, brother, man?
Yeah, so it's kind of bouncing back and forth.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Slow your roll. Are these in any particular order?
They are not in any particular order. We're just kind of bounce off of each other. I don't think, every power is very different. I don't think you can really rate them on, like, this is the most powerful one, but this one's also the most unique. So they're just kind of cool, interesting powers.
The 3 categories. Yeah. It's like powerful, unique, not overpowered.
Powerful, unique, creative, and just how the user kind of uses the power.
Coolio.
So first one I have for you on my list it's from One Piece. You know me, I'm a big One Piece stan.
Big One Piece stan.
Big One Piece stan. So the power comes from this little 12-year-old girl. Her name is Sugar. That's her full name. She loves sugar. She loves sweets, so her name's Sugar. She has I forgot the name of it. We'll edit it around. She has a devil fruit ability, the Hippio Me. It translate to the toy fruit. So basically her power is anybody she touches, she'll turn you instantly to the toy. But it's more than that. You just don't turn into the toy. You are erased from history. Everybody you know of, everybody you love, they forgot about you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you are. You're just a toy. And you are conscious as a toy, but you have no free will. Whatever she commands you to do, you have to do. She commands you to kill your family as a toy. You will have to kill your family, but inside you're like, I don't want to kill my family. You have to do no matter what she says, and then the only way to get out of this is if someone else knocks her unconscious, or she dies, or anything like that, or unless if she decides to turn you back. So you get instantly turned into a toy just with a touch.
That seems a little overpowered, I think.
Yeah.
Why didn't she defeat Kaido with that?
Why? She wasn't even by Kaido.
Oh, okay, so it's just
you think she's just gonna walk up to different islands? She's just kind of doing her own thing, eating her own sweets.
So if the spell is broken or the ability is broken and she gets knocked out, does everyone remember you again?
Yes. So you get turned as soon as you turn back to human. All of history remembers you. Like your family remembers you. But in the story, like she put she made everybody a toy for like years and years and years, and people just moved on with their life. They're like, oh, I never remembered this person. And as soon as they came back, it's like, oh my gosh, I was doing all these things without this person. I was remarried to this other person because I forgot about you.
That is pretty hacked.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Hacked. Just by like a touch. Well, how about you, brother man?
So is she a big character? I'm sorry, I keep asking questions.
No,
is she a big character?
She's pretty important. She's part of the Doflamingo pirate crew, so she's part of that family. So she's pretty big in that, but she's not like a big person.
Did Doflamingo die?
No, he's not dead. Do you want him to die?
Well, I mean, like, didn't Luffy defeat him?
Yeah, you defeat him. Luffy doesn't kill anybody. He has never killed anybody in the whole series.
I doubt that's true.
No. Yeah, he's never killed anybody in the whole series. He's still at the 0 kill count. I mean, he could have killed Kaido. I don't think Kaido's dead. He's in lava right now, but he's not dead.
Mm. Okay, yeah, that's a really good start. I mean, I don't think that a lot of things I can say can top that.
That's why, dog. Before we
you started off really strong.
Yeah, before we started, I was like, I have this one character on my list. You can't even touch her.
Yeah, I was like, oh, by the way, guys, we were like, let's limit, or like, I want to try to say no JoJo abilities, JoJo Bizarre Adventures, because all their abilities are just super wacky.
Super wacky. Like, you could probably make a whole list on JoJo's. Just top 20 characters.
Top
like they
10.
have like over 100 something characters with probably the most unique power systems in the whole verse.
Right. I mean, power scaling is a different story, but unique power is, I think, is up there. I've only watched 4 JoJo's.
Yeah, I will say I do have a JoJo on my list, but I'll keep him for the last to kind of wrap it up, because he's definitely, this JoJo character could definitely one shot anybody. I would even say maybe someone on your list who you think no one could even touch him.
Maybe. I don't know. I think my list is pretty solid. Also, like, it's like not always about like we said it earlier. It's not always about like who can hit hardest and who has the most like crazy god abilities. It's also about like how like unique and cool it is and like how it's used. But my first one is going to be, she's not animated yet. She's a manga only right now. But it's going to be Stars and Stripes, the number 1 American hero from My Hero Academia. So at one point in the story, the main villains are become too powerful for the Japanese hero force to take. And so they bring in the number 1 hero from America. And I love this character. She's basically, think of All Might, but as a woman.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah, so she takes a lot of like influence after All Might. Her hair is like huge and blonde, blue eyes. She's mega buff. Her ability is so cool, but I wouldn't say it's broken.
Yeah, for real.
It's called New Order. Her ability is called New Order, and she can say 2 things at one time. So the limit is 2. So basically, she can rewrite the laws of reality by just saying it. But there are limits to it. So there have been times where she touches the bad guy and she's like, Shigaraki, if you harm one more person, your heart stops. Okay. Or if you move, your heart stops. And so she has to touch the person to make it work, and she has to say their name. But she has to say the name they identify with. So let's say my name's Ryan, but I go by Chunky Chocolate Lover 69. And I believe in my heart that I am Chunky Chocolate Lover 69. So cool.
So she kind of has to know the person before she even gives them any commandments.
Exactly, a new order. And so she touches Shigaraki and says, if you move from this spot, your heart will stop, essentially. But she can also use abilities on herself. Like, she can be like, okay, Stars and Stripes can breathe in space and can fly. And so, like, she can go up to the sky.
So that's how she could kind of compete with other people with other powers, because she could kind of just give herself whatever power she wants.
Exactly. So if she tells this person, like, punch yourself in the face unlimitedly until you die, and then she gives herself 2 abilities, the punching someone in the face ability gets canceled out.
So it's always just 2 at max.
Exactly. Okay. And it can affect the atmosphere, herself, or the people. And it's crazy the way she uses it. It's crazy. So at one point she's like, create a 1,000 foot tall version of me made of clouds and atmospheric air. And then it's like, all right, now I can hold lasers and mold it to my will. And so now she's like, has like a giant like atmospheric cloud wind version of her who's like holding a lightning spear, and it's so insane.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool, but it's not sorry, I've been talking for a long time. But it's not broken.
Yeah, it's not broken. It kind of has some boundaries and stuff like that. I really like it, and definitely those powers. What we said, what aren't broken, and like powers you could go up against, and like you could possibly like win by, and it has some rules and aspects to it. Like you have to know their name. Do you have to be touching them? You said.
To affect you, it's like I said. Brady McDonald, and I touched you, and I'm like, okay, now you are cursed to, or now I command you to walk infinitely until you die or something.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of one of my picks on here. I guess I could say it. Are you done talking about Stars and Stripes?
I think so.
Okay.
But that's kind of it. Like, she has 2 orders at all times.
Yeah.
If she uses if she uses 3, the last one gets canceled out. She can affect things around her, herself, and other people. She's super cool, so fucking badass. I would love to see more of her, like, in a way. But yeah, that's kind of my number 1 pick.
That's a good number 1 pick in no particular order, of course, but she's probably up there in your whole list of like she could probably kick anybody's ass on that list.
Yeah, she's the number 1 hero, and then honestly, she probably could have been All Might too. She could have just been like Toshinori, or I forgot his last name, All Might's last name, but he's just touching like you can no longer punch anything above a human level strength or something.
Yeah. Hear me out. A little side note. We love to ramble here. If she goes up to All Might and says his name, touching him, is like, I give you the ability to be at full strength again.
Oh shit! Yo.
Right, and then he's back in action. At least until she gives 2 more command or orders, new orders. So wouldn't that be so tight?
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Like to really turn the tides of battle. She like rewrites like the history of what One for All can do, essentially.
That would be so tight,
right?
Yeah. Because it's like basically anything's in her power. As long as she could touch the person, know their name, and think about it. Anything she could do is possible.
There was one point where she said like, "There's no oxygen within 100 feet of me," and she ran up to Shigaraki and he started choking out.
That's so lit.
It was sick. Yeah.
So kind of going on my next pick, it's very similar. I say there's some limitations more to this. From Code Geass, there's the Lelouch. He has what you would call a Geass. A Geass is a power where you can control anybody to do anything you want, and that's literally anything. There are some limitations to it. Is you have to be looking at them. They have to be in around 200 meters away, so a good length. But you don't have to be touching them, unlike Stars and Stripes, and you don't have to know who this person is. And you could manipulate as many people as you want, but you could only do it once.
That's right. That's the big drawback. You can only command one person once.
Yeah, so you with Lelouch, he could only command one person once, but it could literally be anything. Like in the anime, like he tells his parents to like disintegrate, and they just go in thin air and they turn to dust.
Really? It can be up to like stuff like that.
Yeah, it could be whatever, or he gives someone else in the anime like. I give you the will to live. So, like, they're not immortal, but they try everything in their power to not die. Like, it gives them an extra boost of, like, just ability to, like, not die. So I think that one's really cool, and he could literally do anything. Like, any commandment he could think of, he could command them, but it's only one person once.
And this is a side note. I did watch a lot of Code Geass, and I know that it's a cult classic. A lot of people love that one. I didn't 100% love it.
Oh, I loved it.
I know it's one of your favorites for sure. I gave it a really good shot. I watched like 20 episodes, and like I think at one point it kind of reset in a way, and I was like, ugh, it was already hard to keep up with, and so I think I just dropped it. But a lot of people like it. I'm not a big fan of the skinniness.
Yeah, you're talking about the designs of the
art style.
Yeah, very pointy chins, very skinny, very lengthy.
Bigger eyes,
I think that was low-key kind of the style back in the early 2000s.
Sure, right.
It was because there was a lot of animes kind of like with that vibe and stuff. Like Ouran Host Club, there was that. There was probably 1 or 2 more. There was just kind of the vibe back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, man, so I really like that series. I watched, like I said, like 20 episodes back in 2020, and it was solid. I just wish there was like, I don't know, just like maybe I'll give it another try.
Hey, here's the thing: some people just don't like some anime. Some people just don't like some things, so you don't have to love it.
But I hear that he's up there with like Light Yagami and Eren Yeager.
He's just smart. Like I would say, Code Geass probably has one of the best endings in anime.
Okay.
Like I won't go into it because
doesn't it kind of rewrite the ending a couple times with the movies?
Yeah, a couple things, and then obviously there's the new anime what came out a while ago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Ago. But it's pretty good. I would say if you haven't seen Code Geass, watch it.
Very cool. So my number 2 pick for the most unique anime powers. I think this is my favorite one on my list.
Let me hear that.
And I'm so excited to tell you about it.
Yes, let me hear that.
So, in Black Clover, it's not animated yet, it's a manga only right now, but in Black Clover, there's an ability called Chain Fist Deathmatch.
Oh, Chain Fist Deathmatch.
Chain Fist Deathmatch.
That's really cool. That's actually a really cool name.
Yeah, okay, so there's this big bad. He's the top 3 strongest bad guys in all the series.
Yeah.
Like his name's Dante, and it's that fight that you saw Asta and Yami. They had to team up together to fight this guy.
Okay.
And so he's one of the big bads. He didn't go down that day, by the way. So the manga gets revived and everything. And so, like, one of the side characters is like, I'm fucking sick of being weak. Like, Asta, I used to train him, now he's way stronger than me. I need to do something to catch up, basically.
Yeah.
And so, he starts, because there's like two kinds of spells. There's two kinds of spells in Black Clover. Mm-hmm. There's the spells that you can do automatically with your book, and because like you know it, because of your book, how strong it is, your grimoire. And there's other spells that you have to prep. So you have to write it out, you have to learn it by hand and like memorize it and like have your body kind of like learn how to do certain spells. So there's one that's come naturally and then ones you have to prepare. Chain Fist Deathmatch is one that he worked 6 months on to help fight the bad guys. And so it is so cool. So basically, let's say that Dante is one of the big bads in Black Clover, and I'm forgetting his name. Magna. My apologies. So Magna versus Dante.
Okay.
Right? So Magna works for 6 months on this ability. It's not like really his ability he can use all the time. Yeah. He has a prep for it. But it's so sick. So let's say Dante is power level 1,000. Mm-hmm. Let's say Dante's power level is 1,000. And let's say that Magna, his power level is 2.
Okay.
So obviously a 2 is not going to overcome 1,000, right?
No, not even close.
Not even close,
not
right?
even close.
But Dante at one point he's like, you are such a fucking scrub. Go ahead, do your worst. Ooh. And then he's like, bet, bitch. And then his power is like fireballs. So he throws a fireball at Dante, he's like, was that supposed to do anything?
What was I supposed to do?
And then he's like, actually, look down at your heart. And there's a heart, there's a chain on him. And guess what that did?
What?
So, it's so cool. Dante's power and Magna's power got combined in a split between the two of them.
Oh, so like it took like, let's say if he was like 1,000 and the other guy was 2, they combine, so it's like 1,002 and just splits down the middle.
And splits down the middle.
So it kind of makes it a fair fight.
It's now it's 501 each.
That's kind of lit.
And then Dante's like, what the fuck did you just do? And he brought him. They got leveled out.
Yeah.
And they're so sick. And then Magna's like, everyone stand back. And it was just a fist fight.
That's kind of lit.
And
that's actually very creative because sometimes it is one-sided. And like if your character isn't like, let's say, battle IQ, like their battle IQ isn't the highest, then it's kind of just one-sided. But that evens the battlefield. It's kind of very cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy because this is one of the big bad guys. This isn't like a small fish. And it's sort of like to put it the way that you might understand, or like you do understand, but like kind of like if Usopp was the one to take out like Kaido.
Yeah. That's so tight, actually.
So Magna throws the fireball at him. It literally just shows like it does nothing. He's like, all right, cool, so die now. And then he's like, actually, there's like a chain in his heart. And then he's about to cut the chain off. He's like, by the way, if you do that, you die.
That's so lit.
And so basically they have a slugfest. They have a slugfest, and he has like a brass knuckles made of like fire, and like he's punching him out, and Dante's like, you should be dead by now. And he's like, I have your power, and like it's so cool. It's like they just combine powers, and basically Dante wins because he's like a street thug.
Yeah,
he's a street thug type of wizard, and it's so cool because like he's like there like standing like like he's just like, oh man, that's my favorite one.
Yeah,
of the list.
Yeah, Black Clover, they have some really unique powers. I was actually kind of doing research for this. I was going to use Asta's sword. I was like, that's more of Asta's sword and not his. I mean, it's his ability, but it's more of like his item. Like that's more of a powerful item than his powers.
Well, his swords wouldn't work for anyone else.
Yeah, I guess it's his, but it's mainly like. Yeah, I guess like because like the story would change if he didn't have that.
You know
sword.
what? That'd be another really cool list. Like cool, items. Powerful anime items.
Yeah, that would be really cool. We should definitely, if you guys want to see that, we'll definitely do it. Next one I got for you. You know, it's from a series what people hate on, and it's from a series we might not even like. In Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, sure.
Because you know Dragon Ball, they have the most creative powers.
Oh, I know, dude, and the most diverse hair colors. Oh my lord.
So in the Namek saga, the Frieza saga, there is Captain Ginyu. A lot of people is familiar with Captain Ginyu. He has this one ability, it's a body swap ability. Well, I thought it's really cool cool, just swapping bodies with any of your opponents. And the cool thing is, it's not reversible. He's the only person who can reverse it, just shooting his ability at anybody. What's really cool, you don't need to know their name, you don't need to touch them, you just need to be in the direct contact with them, or direct line of sight with them. And as long as you hit them with the body rate, you can swap bodies as to anybody you want, and you could you might not be able to get their powers, but you'll be flexible of like, oh, this person's way stronger than me, and this body's fully healthy, so it's easy to swap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in combat, how does that help you?
In combat, you could fucking, like he does, you fucking make a hole in your chest, swap bodies. Well, now my opponent has I have this fresh body, it's fully healed. My opponent...
Oh, so if you're already dying out.
Yeah, if you're already dying, just swap the bodies, and you're like, I have this fresh, powerful body. Look at this shit.
So it's more like a trump card, like, oh, I'm bleeding out. It's time for me to switch out.
Yeah, and definitely in the universe of Dragon Ball Z, yeah, it's not that creative, but they kind of are based off of, like, power levels. If someone's power level is way over yours, just swap body for it. Now they're fucking a pathetic, like, human or whatever, and now you're this giant, powerful being.
That would have helped me so much in high school when I was getting picked on.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
I could have been the teacher.
That's why, like, we were talking about, like, the strongest abilities, the most unique abilities.
Do you know that he comes back later in Super?
Does he really? Oh, the frog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
because he's already a frog in Super.
Yeah, and so it's like the most like asinine, silly, like we'll throw this in there for ha-has kind of episode ever. But
see, and without that really cool ability, he wouldn't be in Dragon Ball Super. So I think it's a really noteworthy ability to put on the list, because if he didn't have it, he wouldn't be in Dragon Ball Super.
That's not even a good reason. So my next one is going to be from the Seven Deadly Sins, Estarossa with the Commandment of Love. Now, I'm not like the biggest Seven Deadly Sins fan. I love it. I think it's great. Definitely
Season 1 is good.
Season 2 is great too.
And Season 3? It's a season. That's a cool... It's a season.
It is, yeah.
It's a
if
season.
you close your eyes, it's good.
Yeah. And if you close your eyes and put on ear muffins, it's really good.
It's like, Mom, do you have any baked muffins?
It gets better when you turn off the TV and then you go to the other TV and put on Naruto.
How to enjoy Seven Deadly Sins Season 3. Boop, boop. Turn that shit off. Read the manga.
Alright, tell me about Estaretto.
Estarella. So, I'm not going to stay too long about this one. This one's really cool, but basically, this guy is like mega powerful, and anyone who holds malice and anger and hatred against him in the room or like near him fall to their knees. Like the gravity intensifies like by 100, and they can't move. And I forgot, it's called the Commandment of Love. And like basically like if like I said, like everyone just falls before him because they hate him. Like he's the enemy.
Yeah.
And so like in the few scenes, he's like, everyone just falls before me, and like everyone's like, no one can touch me, basically. It's super cool, but what happens next is even cooler. You've seen the episode, right? And then
Seven Deadly Sins? Yeah.
The Seven Deadly Sins, yes. Escanor, the lion pride of sin, he walks on up to him, and he's like, Estaros is like, what the hell? Like, how are you able to move right now? And then Escanor like kind of bends down a little bit. He's like, why would I fear anyone much weaker than me? I only pity you.
He has that big dick energy. Like he absolutely
the biggest dick.
He has the biggest dick energy. Like he does not care about anybody because he doesn't fear anybody. He doesn't resent anybody.
He claims to be the strongest. He thinks I think he's stronger than like Satan, basically.
What's crazy is I think because it's his pride. Like if that power, that's like one of the things. Like if that power was on someone else's, it would not be effective, because just like it helps in his condition of like his pridefulness and like who he is as a person.
It's interesting the way that Escanor works. So at midnight he's at his weakest, but
Yes.
but at noon, like in the middle of the day,
Where the sun rises the highest, and it's the hottest.
Yeah, he's the strongest he will be. So he's an interesting character for sure. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to talk about that for that one. It's really cool. I haven't seen much past season 3 of Seven Deadly Sins. Plus there's like a lot going on in that anime, so there's a lot of other cool abilities.
It's cool because like he's like kind of a side character, but he's also like really important to the main cast and as strong as the main cast. Like he could go toe to toe with Meliodas, at least at season 2 and even season 3. I don't know where it goes from there. But
I remember. Did you watch season 2?
Yeah, watch season 2. 1 and 2.
Season 2 was
and then
sick. He got jumped. He got jumped super hard by all the commandments, and that's how they beat Meliodas. It was like 5v1, and so I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's so annoying, but
yeah.
It is sad.
He's definitely a sexy mama.
But yeah, that's my season. That's my pick for number 3. Yeah,
number 3,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So my pick for number 4 is.
Okay.
Here it goes.
I'm listening.
Here it goes, man. It is a JoJo's character.
A JoJo's character? Okay.
Yeah, it is a JoJo's character.
I was like, Brady, you can have one because he's a big JoJo stan.
I love JoJo's.
I like it too, but I was like, let's just leave him out because that's a whole other list. You know what I mean?
This is the one what's gonna be anybody on your list. It's absolutely the one who's gonna be anybody on your list.
Super correct.
And part 5.
Is it the Pug character?
It's not Pug. It's not Iggy the dog. Iggy's Azaleus. It's not Iggy the dog. So in
Iggy's Azalea.
in part 5, there's our main character, Gino Giovanni. He's the main character. His stand, Golden Wind, or Golden Experience is the traditional name. At the end, the stands kind of have an awakening. It's called the Requiem, and it's basically awakening where all the stands get upgraded. Who gets this awakening? Requiem. Basically, his stand turns into Golden Experience Requiem, and he has this power called Infinite Death, where as long as he is able to punch you or just be in contact with you at any way, I actually just think that's his ability. Maybe he doesn't even need to contact you or punch you. You die, but you just don't die. You die infinitely forever until the universe ends. It puts you in this infinite loop where you die. So it's basically taking the cause out of your death. So you're going through thousands to billions to millions of different experiences of dying in different ways. So you die, but you don't die. You wake up, and then you're on an operating table, and someone's chopping off your head. And then before you die, you wake up again, and you're drowning. And then you wake up again, and then a homeless guy's punching you and stabbing you in the gut. So you never fully die. You're in this constant realm of just torture, infinitely dying and dying and dying. But it takes the cause out. You never actually finally die. Is that crazy?
I got visibly and like inwardly depressed and full of despair.
Because it doesn't give them that closure of like actually dying. And also like there's so many situations it humiliates the person it is playing on. Like you could be this grand like, oh, no one could ever beat me, but in this forever loop, like this dog beat me, or this homeless person beat me, or I'm drowning by water. Like I could swim, but it puts you in that loop of like all these different situations.
Okay, so is there a weakness to this? Is there a cost? Is there like a condition has to be met? Oh, this is overpowered.
Yeah, no, it's 100% overpowered, but
yeah,
it's super unique, super crazy. It's one of those things where like no one's gonna beat this. Like this is the strongest stand, or probably even one of the strongest powers in all of anime. Because no one's gonna beat that.
No,
like,
not Goku. Goku's not doing shit about that.
Not Goku. Goku can't beat Golden Requiem.
We should do a I'm like adjusting my big ass legs. We should do a list of all the characters that can beat Goku. That'd be a fun one to do.
Yeah, it would be a short list because Goku's number 1.
Not really, dude. Not really. Dude, big muscles, smaller brain.
What you think? Fucking Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins could beat Goku?
Yeah, full counter. Full counter repels everything 10 times back to you.
Anyway, so that's my number 4 pick. It's a crazy pick for sure, but that's my number 4, man.
So I'm gonna have a stroke describing to you guys my number 4 pick. It's called Hikawari, and it's an ability in Hunter x Hunter.
I was gonna do a Hunter x Hunter pick. I didn't, but I was gonna do a Hunter x Hunter pick. But go on.
So Hunter x Hunter has a lot of amazing abilities. Their power system is super duper unique.
Super duper.
But Hikawari is, I think, the coolest one. So it's kind of crazy because you wouldn't expect like this character to have this ability. But I think his name is Knuckle.
Yeah, Knuckle.
Yeah,
Knuckle. He's basically a greaser.
Yeah, he's like a gangster type, like another gangster type, just like Magna. But basically, his ability is like really interesting, and you wouldn't expect this guy to have this ability.
Yeah.
And basically, if he punches you, he adds Hikawari to you, and it's like a debt collector little spirit. But basically, instead of money, he's taking away your nen, which is like your ki or your chakra or your ability to fight, your energy. He's taking away your energy basically. And the more he punches you, the more you accrue interest, and the more you lose faster. So, if you don't give up, basically in the fight, if you land a hit on him back, you can take back some of your power, basically. So if he can just evade you, you'll eventually run out of energy, and if you run out of nen, before you give up, or you can land a hit on him, if you run out of nen or you go bankrupt essentially, you can't use any nen for 30 days. 30 days.
That's a crazy,
you can't
because
fight.
it like puts you out of the fight for not only the one fight, but for 30 days.
For a whole month, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't do shit for the whole month. Like definitely if it's like a big like war type of situation, you're out. You're out. You literally can't do anything.
It's a really cool ability. It's kind of like for drawn out fights / like maybe if you can hit if you can land a bunch of hits on you, you lose your power faster and faster and faster. And then if you're too stubborn to give up, or if you just get knocked out, like you won't be able to use any kind of a special ability for 30 days, which is so hacked in a way. But there are a lot of conditions that need to be met.
Yeah.
Essentially,
I think it's a good balance. Like that's what makes a great power, great anime power, is balance in the power. Like I like JoJo Part 5 Giovanni, but there's no balance in that power. He's just overpowered.
Right, like what if Stars and Stripes can do unlimited new orders?
Yeah, exactly. So they're cool, unique powers, but it's good to have a balance in the power because it makes it, for one, fun to watch when there's some limitations. No one likes just a Trump character where you can just win. You can win by just walking in. You like some give back. You're like, oh, I do this, but then this happens to me.
Right. Also, no one wants to watch a movie where nothing bad happens to the character because he's so powerful, and nothing ever will because he's so powerful. Yeah, that's such a boring.
It doesn't make it entertaining.
You want to root for someone because they're either dumb or underpowered or underprepared, whatever. You want to find someone to root for. Sometimes I'll go on Facebook and there's these anime prompts where it's name your anime ability, and then the first person that comments decides the drawback or decides the weakness, and I always see these. And someone's like, I have unlimited strength, unlimited powers, unlimited chakra, and then they comment underneath their own powers I have no drawbacks, and I'm like, so stupid. I have no weakness.
That's like that fucking that's like the South Park episode where the kids are playing ninja. And then Cartman keeps on adding abilities. Yeah. And he's like, no, Cartman, you can only have one. Like, okay, my ability is I have all abilities, and you're a pig.
And you're a pig?
Yeah, or a chicken or something. You know what's crazy? I was gonna do a Hunter x Hunter pick.
You should. I was gonna do a South Park pick.
Oh no!
So this guy is a towel.
This guy's a towel. This guy is a joint. I was gonna do a Hunter x Hunter pick, but I just decided not to. If for honorable mentions, I would like to do Killua's sister.
Yeah, I think
Alakai, and she has the demon Namakai or something.
Right, but I was like, is that more of a possession thing, or is that
It's definitely a possession thing. So basically, rundown Alakai's kind of powers, is you have to do so many requests she gives you. And the request could be very crazy, very bizarre, or something that's give me a juice, or something that's cut off your left finger and give me, or cut off your testicle and give it to me. And if you don't meet her request, she could instantly kill you any way she wants. But if you do meet those requests, somehow you get any wish possible.
Right, but also there's so many rules to her. Mm-hmm. There's so many rules to her. And then Killua exploits new rules that they didn't know about.
The crazy thing, I think it's a cool ability, but she doesn't utilize the ability. It's the people around her who utilize the ability.
Right.
She's not the one oh, I want to do this or that. It's the people manipulating her around her.
It's so wild. What if this little girl's hey, I want you to bring me the left eye of your wife.
Yeah.
And or else I'll kill both of you.
Yeah.
And it's dude, what?
And
this kid's
the killing is instant too, because when she was playing with Killua when they're a kid, one of their assistants, she asked for this ridiculous thing, and the assistant's I can't do that. She instantly got crushed in midair.
Yeah, you see her head just completely go flat.
Okay, I'm ready for my last pick.
Your number 5 pick.
It's a cop out. I text you about it. I said this is a cop out. I'm sorry for doing it.
Wait, is this your favorite one?
He's my favorite character on the list.
Okay, what's your favorite ability so far? Did you already say it?
Okay, my favorite ability so far has to be Sugar, the toy devil fruit.
For sure.
It's good.
Okay,
It's
now,
good.
okay. All right, now let's hear number 5.
Okay, number 5, my favorite character,
Let's hear it.
Mob Psycho 100 Reagan. His
Okay.
ability of con artist and smooth talking. He could
Reagan.
He could get out of or into any situation possible.
Yeah, and just talk his way out of
In
it.
the end of season 3, he went up to the big bad and he smooth talked his way up there. Like he did not get one scratch on
Yeah.
him at the end of season 2. He could get out of any ability just by smooth talking. He's defeated multiple villains just by talking to them or just like convincing them like, hey yo, you're stupid.
He's also conned a lot of people.
Maybe he's not the best guy.
Like he's
not the best guy. But
Yeah.
he literally like, yes, it's not traditional power or ability, but it's his ability to smooth talk.
He's very lovable.
He's very I literally think he's one of the best characters in all of anime.
Better Call Saul and Reagan would have a field day together.
No, literally.
Yeah.
He's such a goated character.
Oh, I just realized I'm not wearing socks. I hope no one can see my feet.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it and put it on feetsonly.com.
No, dude. I was thinking the other day. I was like, what if there's photographers and what if there's feetographers?
There is. You know, people make money off of
No, like the
pics.
term feetographer.
Feetographers.
Like, what if someone's like, yeah, I'm a professional photographer.
Feetographer. I mean, maybe that term's not there,
Let
but
me see.
there is people who...
Oh yeah. But I want to coin the term like show me your toes. Show me those little piggies.
Do you have to say that every time you say it? Take a picture, like, show me your piggies, man.
Show me your dog's barking.
Hey man, let me take a picture of your piggies. I don't know why he's barking while doing it.
Well, my dogs are barking.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, that's to get like back onto it.
I'm sorry. I just noticed I'm not wearing socks. I'm like frick.
That's my number 5 pick is Reagan. It's not traditional. I told you it was a cop out, so you knew it was coming, but it has to be Reagan from Mob Psycho 100.
Very cool. No, that's a great one. Does it count as an ability? You know what? We've had a wild ride today. You told me some crazy stuff that weren't on my radar at all.
Yeah.
For anywhere going from like, the ultimate toy master to a person who grants infinite death to a person who has no actual power.
I'm telling you, man, my list is goated.
Your list was everywhere.
My list is goated.
Yeah. I think I like my list, but I think yours tops it. My last person is like I think the most basic type of shonen. Like he's very mainstream, but his ability is super cool. And when I was researching it, I did find out more about it. I hope no one can see my feet. It's Gojo Satoru.
Yeah.
Sotoro?
I think
Sotoro.
that has to be one of the top strongest abilities. Like out there, period.
So he has 2 main abilities. It's like wielder of the 6 eyes or something like that. We don't really know a lot about that at this moment. And then the other one is called I think like Limitless. And I'm gonna do my best to explain this because I'm a brain dead monkey man. But basically, Gojo's like bloodline is like a powerful line of wizards, and he inherited like the infinity paradox, and so he's able to create matter out of cursed energy into layers and even attacks of infinity, and so his whole body. If you haven't seen the episode, he explains it very well. His whole body is covered with a thin layer of infinity, and so sometimes it looks like you made impact with your attack or your punch, but you didn't.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's so fucking overpowered and ridiculous... Yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah. So, essentially, it's the idea... It's like a real thing. So, it's the idea that if it takes you one more half inch to reach his face... You cut that half inch in half,
yeah,
and then you cut that in half.
It's infinite.
And you cut that in half, and you cut that in half, and you never quite connect.
What doesn't like on a logical scale?
Imagine how that feels. Imagine how that feels. Like you're moving, but you're not moving forever.
Yeah, it's like you're connecting, but you're not connecting. It's like you could never get there. Like you can't even see it on like a human scale. You know, there's no way to even like explain that.
It's hard to explain. That's what they call like the infinity paradox. But the video I watched explained it better. And there's also another thing. You know, he has that hollow purple attack.
Yeah.
So that actually has to do with like time and space as well. So he brings together his red ability and his blue ability together, and his red ability is like the void of space. It's the idea that nothing like exists in this space ever. So when he creates his red orb, it like pushes out all matter.
Mm-hmm.
When he creates a blue orb, it brings in all matter, and the universe, I guess, is like trying to correct this discourse, and so it gives the ability power because it's trying to correct him manipulating space, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I'm already lost myself.
No, it's a ridiculous power. It's a good power. It's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, sorry, Fire. Welcome to Hot Ones. We should do a list of like what characters would do the best on Hot Ones. And so he brings together like infinitely nothing and infinitely everything all at once to make Hollow Purple, which obliterates everything it touches.
Absolutely crazy. But he has to do that weird finger thing. It's really hard to do.
I know how to do it because I drew it like a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if can he still do it if one of his fingers get cut off? Or do you think that's just like a flex thing? It's more of a flexing.
He has to like cut off his own finger.
Yeah, true. But like, let's say hypothetically.
What if he tries to stab himself like with his hand? Like, can you do that?
I think is there a limitation to it? I think he will allow, because it's always up, obviously. But like, will he allow it to like close if he wants it to close?
Well, later in the manga, I don't know how it happens, but like I'm not a manga. I mean, I want to be a manga reader, but I haven't gotten there yet. But I know that he gets got. He gets gotten. So I don't know how that happens just yet, but it had to be like some trickery type of shit. But basically, one more thing I want to talk about that I thought was really interesting about Gojo is that the concept of infinity is so mind-boggling that it says that Gojo has to use cursed energy to constantly be healing his brain because it will get fried thinking about infinity too often. Because all of his abilities have to do with infinity.
Yeah, infinity and
or space.
A little bit of space and stuff.
Yeah.
That's great. My only my only thing about Gojo is like, it's kind of like a bloodline type of thing. It's like, what did he do to get this power? Like, is it like, would he be this cool if he had to like work for it? And like,
I mean, I'm sure he had to do like some training for sure. I mean, you don't manipulate time and space like out the womb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe because obviously we don't watch or read the manga fully, but maybe there's something like he had the ability, but he can't control the ability. He had to be able to like.
I mean, there's plenty of characters in history or in the anime where they come out the womb and they don't know how to use their powers and they do something horrible.
Hear me out. What's the first anime power you saw on screen where you tried to replicate it? I think for me, it was the Rasengan. I was trying so hard. It just wasn't working.
Yeah.
I was scratching it. I was doing like the kitty paw scratching. Yeah. I was in the shower after like I was watching Naruto, and I was like, "Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Why is that?" Yeah, that.
And then your parents were like, "Honey, he's doing it again. I'll call the doctor." Yeah, he's jerking in the shower again. He's like, "No, Mom, it's the Rasengan."
Yeah, okay, Rasengan.
Yeah, I want your Rasengan out of my house, boy. Mine was Rasengan too, I think.
Yeah.
So when I was in middle school, me and my friends went to like a public restroom, and they put like a bunch of like foam soap in their hands, and I saw my friend like do like the. And it was a.
And he almost did it. He almost did it.
Yeah, so it was a bunch of foam soap, and then he's like, "I got it!" And then he slammed it as hard as he can against the mirror, and it splatted everywhere, and then we walked off.
Man, I'm never putting my kids in public school.
I'm never having kids.
I'm never putting my kids in public school if they're going to do that.
Well,
here's the sad...
I had friends who like would write in their death notes.
You wrote death notes?
Not me. I had friends who would write in death notes, and so they tried doing anime abilities as well.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like death threats. Like,
yeah,
hey, if you come to school, I'm gonna kick your ass and stab you in the throat. Like, not death threats, just death notes. Like, just their name.
they're like love notes. They're like romantic notes, but it's like, this is how I want to kill you. And it's like real romantically.
Here's the sad part about all this. It's about that time to wrap up.
Is it? What are we at?
150 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Under budget.
It's around the budget. So, yeah, that's the sad part. It's time to wrap up. I think this was a really good debate. My favorite off of your list has to be Stars and Stripes. I learned a lot about her. She seems like she has a wonderful personality and mommy milkers, and I would really love to get to know her.
Yeah. I think my favorite off of your list would have to be, it was the toy person, it was the infinite death person, it was Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I missing?
Captain Ginyu.
Captain Ginyu. I kind of hated that one. Number 5 was which one? Oh, Code Geass.
Code Geass, yeah.
Reagan.
Reagan's the best, man. He's goated.
Right, yeah. So Reagan, it would talk away anything. And I think I resonate with Reagan a little bit. Because
you're a con artist.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you scam people out of their money.
Yeah, a little bit. There's like one person watching like, oh, that guy's so ugly. I owe a little bit of money to everyone.
Oh, I know.
Shut the fuck up, Brady. No, also because like I have never really been fully qualified for any of my jobs, basically.
Yeah.
Especially the one I have now.
You just shit your way into it.
I sweet talk, I crack jokes, and I make them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I get the job usually.
Yeah, and that's the only way to get through life. Sweet talk, make them feel good, and squeeze your way through life.
Yeah, give them a little hand job.
A little tugboat.
Yeah. Give them a little good old grip and pull.
Hey, tugboat action underneath the table.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that wraps it up. I think we can definitely do another list similar to this.
I think another list. If you guys like these type of comments or if you like these type of conversations, we'll definitely keep it going. Let us know below in the comment section. Mm-hmm. And what else should they do after they watch this video?
Wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know you wrapped it up, but you guys might have noticed my Naruto like crossbody satchel bag, and you're probably thinking like, "Hey, Brady, Mom, Dad, best friendo, where can we get one of these bags?" Well, hold your horses, kid, because I'm not really selling these right now. I designed this bag myself, but I want to give this to one of you guys. So basically all you have to do is be subscribed and leave a comment down below just talking about maybe your favorite anime ability or something funny we said, whatever that looks like. Basically, next Thursday, we're going to be announcing the winner, and I'm going to ship this to you guys, or to you, awesome viewer. So yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting. Get yourself a really cool Naruto satchel.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I had a stroke.
Is that your anime ability?
No, let me restart that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next Snack Bite.
Bye-bye.
Record. Okay. We recording. Let
me record it for you.
Let me suck your dick for you.
Let me eat your ass for you. Let him eat your ass for you. Eat your ass. Let me go. Eat your ass. Let me go. Eat your ass.
Bigger out.
I don't want this in the shot. Alrighty then. You ready to go, brother man?
Yeah, brother man. I am ready to